Good morning. It's Saturday, February 13th. And you know what it is? I'm just giving us a little demonstration of the 5 Olympic torches that were lit last night to remind you what's happening. Oh, that didn't. Okay, we were going to do a nice circle of flames. Welcome to 115.5 The Bucket List. Cape Breton. Okay, I put it out. You don't have to worry now. The barn's not going to catch on fire. But I would like to take a moment this morning to remember a young man who lost his life yesterday while pursuing his dream. 21-year-old fellow called Nodar Kumaritishvili. And I'm sorry if I can't pronounce his last name, but he was practicing on the luge track. Lost control and went over the edge and died later of his injuries. But his whole team did show up last night for the opening ceremonies. Walked in wearing black armbands and walked around and left. And of course, needless to say, it certainly is not a way you want to start any games, and I'm sure there's a lot of even more tension in those kids that are going to be going down that track. We built the fastest track in the world, so we're going to see some pretty dangerous things going on there. Most of the people, though, however, have tracks basically the same, or have are used to that sort of speed. But my God, you don't do 130 kilometers an hour on a little wee couple of blades and a couple of bits of chewing gum with. I'm sure it's a whole lot more technical than that, and there's fiberglass re-impregnated with Kevlar, and it's this sort of thing. But you're hurtling yourself down this huge track that's with banks and steeps and stuff. It's got to be one of the most dangerous sports in the whole world. I mean, well, he certainly died doing what he loved. God help him. I sure hope he was having a great time when he was doing it. Did anybody get to see the opening ceremonies? I mean, it was so late. I was sort of still half awake until about 12:30, and then went to bed. We started watching, I don't know, 7:30, when they were doing the outside stuff, talking to people who got tickets, and people who were going to buy tickets from somebody for $1,000 outside. After all that scam and stuff that was going on, I don't think so. However, there weren't that many of those wonderful protesters. If they got so much to protest, why do they have to hide their faces? What the hell is it with that? I mean, if you, where the hell is the courage of your convictions? If you're not going to stand there with your face bogged out, then, don't be hiding behind something and doing something sneaky and dirty out there, and it's bullshit. Anyway, seems they didn't interrupt too many things, and the torch had to change route a couple of times, but, I mean, and I think they really upset a couple of the veterans who were at a cenotaph waiting. But I saw later on there was a girl who had carried the flame. Her torch wasn't lit anymore, but she went back to be with the veterans, and it seemed to cheer them up a little bit. Because they were pretty upset because it was part of their whole thing that everybody got a chance to be involved. Anyway, did you see the costumes on some of those native dancers? And oh my God, I mean, they certainly put on their Sunday best to come out and do that. The colors were amazing, and those the 4 totems that stood up, and it was pretty. The bits I remember were really cool. Fortunately, you know, like I'd doze off and Ed would yell, "Oh, look at this bit," and you know, I'd wake up, you know, "Oh yeah," and pass right out again. So, he's recorded it, so I'll watch it sometime this afternoon. And I don't really want to know, although I sort of had a sneak peek at CTV's thing this morning to see who actually took the torch in, and I'm not telling you, because if you don't know, well, it'll still be a surprise when you watch it later on today. But yeah, I'm still wearing my can. Why the hell does this hat? I guess maybe it's not the hat. Maybe it's my head. Jeez, nope. And I can't. It's like mirrors. I can't. Fuck. Stop. I can't back my truck. I can't back my truck up with the mirrors. I actually have to look out to do it, because backwards and mirrors are just, they don't work for me. My brain will not turn it around and make it look like it should. So I can't do that. Oh, well. Okay, there's one more thing, you know, that maybe you didn't really have to. The damn dogs yesterday, well, I'm sorry. It really is a lot of fun to hear them howl. We got 1 note out of Bear out of 2 tries, and as you can tell, it didn't really affect me that much, so I'm okay. So apparently I scared and riled up Lightning's animals, and Freva said her little dachshund was having a real good time too, trying to keep up with Bear. So, you know, if you want to teach your animals to howl to the old Canada, you have my permission. There's no royalties. You just turn it on anytime you need, and you know, use it. Oh. Now, we were talking about the Survivor thing. I got a couple of folks already. Not many, because, you know, it's early yet, but they have said that they would like to try Survivor. We're not going to do, I mean, there'll be some physical things, because obviously that's what it's all about, you know, having a good time and digging and finding and running and jumping and, you know, splatting and stuff. Not that many water things, although we could actually all pile into the trucks and stuff and go down to the beach and do something. I have canoes, or have or if you guys have got canoes, you'll bring a canoe with you or something, and we'll do a canoe race around the little island where Kathy and Mike used to live, because that's really nice. So, you know, we've got a spot we can take off from and go like hell and do that. We have to decide whether we do or do not want to involve horses, because, you know, like if there's 12 or so coming on, where the hell we'd put them, except if we want to involve them in that as part of the Survivor thing. You not only have to build shelter for yourselves, but you better put up a corral and stuff like that. Now, I got lots of bush trees out there, you know, like good 4-inch things. Most of it's fallen down, so so bring your own billet twine and we'll tie up bits of trees to other trees that are still standing and make a, I don't know. It's all just something in my head now, hoping that folks that didn't have horses, like I actually know people who don't have horses, or their kids have got horses, and they're still like regular folks I like. So, you know, they'd like to come and just be part of the challenge. I mean, you don't have to be a horse person, and we don't have to do anything with horses. We can just take, you know, if there is something to do with horses and we're not doing it, we can always just use Buck and Abby, or you know, like maybe Maria would bring up Gunner or something, and then we'd have 3 or 4, or you know, something. And we could do. Deborah said something about, you know, putting on a halter, blindfolded, and leading through a course or something, and you're blindfolded and somebody has to tell you how to go. That sort of thing.